So I know that it's almost February and this is an extremely late video by the standards of when these usually get uploaded, but let's be completely honest with each other, how many films that would be on this list have been released this year? Glass was on my list at the beginning of the year, but it was a major disappointment, so as far as I'm concerned, this year hasn't really started yet. I've only seen 2 films, those being Once Upon a Deadpool and Glass, and neither were great. So I think that this is a great time to finally make my list of most anticipated movies of 2019. Also, I would like to apologize for not uploading at all over the past 2 months. I've been busy and high school is rough to say the least, but I'll try and get a new video out whenever I can, but I won't stick to a schedule or anything like that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when we're part of the team.
The Lego Movie was one of the most surprising films of all time. It took something that was mainly used as an advertisement disguised as a straight-to-DVD mess and turned it into one of the best films of 2014. Early reviews are in for the sequel, and from what critics are saying, it's almost as good as the first one. And for something like this, that's all I could have asked for. So yeah, I'm really excited for this, and it should live up to the hype, if not the insurmountable bar that the first one set. This film is automatically on this list simply because it's a Pixar movie. It is a continuation of one of the most loved franchises, not just in animation, but of all time. So obviously, I'm going to go see it. But I'm not super pumped for this one like I would be for other Pixar films. First off, Incredibles 2 really let me down, Cars 3 was fine, and Monsters University was also fine. Pixar doesn't have an amazing track record with sequels, so I'm kind of nervous for what they'll do here. Second, Toy Story 3 was supposed to be the ending to the Toy Story story, and it did its job perfectly. This movie is really unnecessary, and thus it doesn't make it nearly as high as, say, an original Pixar film would. So quick spoiler alert, this is my least anticipated MCU film of the year. Don't get me wrong, the trailers look good, but that's all I think this movie could be. Good. Taking into account that I haven't watched the Avengers Endgame trailer, which if you want to know why, link in the description, I think that the Captain Marvel trailer might be the best one we've gotten this year, but I think that the other 2 films have more potential to be great than this one does. Other than that though, this looks like a fun film that could possibly give us some more backstory on some of the characters that we know and love in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Will you always love me? No matter what I do?
So I wanted to make sure I had this video out by February because the next film on this list, The Prodigy, comes out in only about a week. I don't really have a ton to say about this, other than that I think it looks really scary and it will be a ton of fun to watch. Do I think that it has the potential to be one of the best of the year? I don't quite know about that, but I am super excited for it, and as it gets closer to coming out, the more pumped for it I will get. The trailer for this one was awesome, and it reminded me why I love these movies so much. It showed off all the fun that will come after what will be a colossal event in Avengers Endgame. I don't really have much to say, other than that this looks like a ton of fun. I hope it doesn't end up like a good, not great film like Ant-Man and the Wasp was, but if it delivers on the fun factor and gives us enough more of one of the best new heroes in the MCU, then it wholeheartedly deserves its spot on the list. I love Star Wars. Some of them are one of my favorite films of all time. And as far as the new trilogy goes, I love Force Awakens, I love Rogue One, I thought The Last Jedi was fine for what it tried to be, and Solo far exceeded the low expectations I had for it going in. So I'm definitely pretty high for this one. I really hope that J.J. Abrams manages to find a balance between branching out beyond what Star Wars is supposed to be, but also not completely copying the plot and style of Return of the Jedi. If he can do that, then this will hopefully be one of the best of the year. Get Out is one of my favorite movies of 2017, and really of all time. Jordan Peele did an amazing job in his directorial debut, so this film should be technically better than his first time around. Will it live up to Get Out? I don't know if it possibly could, but I'm still super excited for Us, which looks like it can blend horror, mystery, suspense, and turn out to be a deep, complex film with underlying themes similar to Get Out. And what makes it even better is that it comes out in just over a month and a half, so I will definitely be checking this one when it hits theaters.
Without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause.
The first John Wick was fine. I didn't love it, but it was average, I guess. But John Wick Chapter 2 was fantastic and is one of my favorite action films of all time. I was already super excited for this one, but now that the trailer has been released, it has climbed all the way up to number 3. Parabellum looks like it's going to be similar to what we saw in parts of John Wick Chapter 2 when he had a bounty on his head, but a lot more action-filled and overall a ton of fun. I'm super excited for this one, and if you haven't seen the trailer yet, then I highly recommend you go watch it right after finishing this video. I know that this one is a shocker. Other than all those Star Wars fanboys, I haven't really seen a list yet where this is a number 1. But that isn't to discredit the fact that this will probably be the biggest film of the year. I haven't seen the trailer for this yet, so I can't really speak much on it other than saying with how the Avengers Infinity War ended, this one is set up to be huge. I love really all the MCU films except for a few, and this one should be no different. And even if it remotely disappoints me, it will probably still be amazing. Now, it's time to move on to the one film that is just a little bit more special to me this year. If you haven't seen my It review, which if you haven't, there will be a link in the description, It is my favorite horror movie of all time, and really the first horror movie I ever saw. It is one of my favorite films of 2017, and I saw it 4 times in theaters and multiple times on DVD. Simply put, I absolutely love this film. So after 2 years of waiting, we will finally get the sequel to this that already looks amazing. James McAvoy, who is one of my favorite actors, is in it. Jessica Chastain, who's great, is in it. Bill Hader, who is hilarious, is in it. There are just so many great casting choices here. The plot looks like it'll get a bit closer to the book while also staying unique, and overall I'm just super pumped for this movie. I understand that Avengers Endgame is going to be the biggest and flashiest film of 2019, but as far as what I'm looking forward to most, It Chapter 2 takes the top spot. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want more awesome movie and TV content like this, then subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Always remember to keep God number 1, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.